Google just launched a brand new update for NotebookLM that makes this tool 100 times more useful. In fact, I think this is the best update that they've ever dropped for this tool. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what it is, how to use it, and several different use cases that I think you're gonna find really interesting. Okay, so in order to access this new update, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come over to NotebookLM, you're going to click on Create New, and now you're gonna see this right here. It says Discover Sources. Essentially what you're able to do is two things. One, you could describe something you want to learn about, or you could click, I'm feeling curious to explore a new topic. For example, let's say that I wanted to learn about AI agents. I'm going to type in AI agents right here. And by the way, I'd suggest that you write a way more specific prompt and a way longer prompt, but I'll share that with you when we get to the use cases. So if we click on submit right here, what this is going to do now is this is going to go through and find us a bunch of different sources. It finds Wikipedia, it finds all these websites, finds YouTube videos, it finds PDF, it finds a bunch of different things. Now we could give it a thumbs up, we could give it a thumbs down, and we could import these. Once we've imported these, now what we could do is come back over to Discover and we could say something else. For example, let's say AI agents for students. Totally random, but I'm going to click submit, and then this is going to give me a bunch more sources. And I would strongly suggest that you do this with several different sources, because now what you'll see is we are going to have 20 sources in here. Most people are making the mistake of only doing one search with this tool, but you should be doing several searches, because basically this automates the process of you coming up with these sources. In addition to that, if you did want to do I'm feeling curious, you could click on here, and then this is going to find you sources about some totally random topic and explain what that topic is. So elevate your shelves from mere storage to curated displays with insights on designer techniques, balancing aesthetics with functionality, and avoiding common style pitfalls. So this comes over here, it gives me a bunch of different sources. I'm going to give this a thumbs down because I'm not interested in this. I'm going to say I'm not interested in this. Click on submit. And then by the way, a few other features that they just dropped before we get into those really useful use cases is that they have a mind map now. So if you click on mind map, this is going to generate a mind map. In addition to that, if you click generate right here, it is going to generate a podcast that you can then interact with, or you can customize. This customize is new. You could have it focus on specific sources, focus on specific topics, or target a specific audience if you were using this to create content, create a podcast, or maybe you're using this for your students and you want it to be focused on a very specific thing, or you can create a study guide, create a briefing document, an FAQ, a timeline. But I think this mind map is awesome because it literally walks through a bunch of different things that you could do with AI agents. For example, applications. If we click on this, this is then going to break down a bunch of these different applications, and we could even download this and use this as content or use it for something else. And again, you could do a study guide, briefing doc, FAQ, timeline, and this new feature is so helpful. In addition to that, you can come into all of your past notebooks. For example, I created this notebook on MCPs. You can see I only had 3 sources in here. Guess what I could do to discover new sources? I could come up here and then I could give it a bunch of different prompts related to MCPs, and it is now going to find me a bunch of new sources. Now, before I get into all the different amazing use cases you could use this tool for, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest AI tools and exactly how to use them. In addition to that, I just launched AI Automation School. If you're trying to automate your work, you're trying to make money with AI, you're going to want to go to the pinned comment below and check it out, because I have special launch pricing right now that's going to be disappearing in a few days, and the price is going to be doubling. So you could lock in right now at that discounted rate, and this is what Chris has to say about it. And once you see what he's talking about, I think you're gonna love it too. Now, in terms of use cases for this, I have a few for you, and I've got a few other things that I would strongly suggest. So this one right here, we are trying to learn about MCP. So I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna type this in. We're going to use this discover feature in order to discover new searches. So I'm going to import this. I am also going to do MCPs with LLMs. And what this is going to do is find me new sources. Now, on top of doing this, once you've completely exhausted it, imported everything that you can come over to Gemini and you could do 2 different things. The first thing that you could try doing is say something like, I want to get a bunch of sources that I can upload into NotebookLM so I can learn more about MCPs. Please find me 20 sources. So This is then going to go through, and this is going to find you a bunch of different sources so that you can learn about MCPs. Now, obviously, I should have actually went through and given this a better feel for what I mean by MPC. So I'm going to stop this right here, and I'm going to put in here this model context protocol. So model context protocol. So now this will actually give me a better answer here. But in addition to that, one other thing that you could do that I thought would be really cool is if we come over here, we could see, and I'll open up a new Gemini window for this just so that I don't interrupt what's going on in the other one. We could come over here, and if we come into my past chats, we could see that I did some deep research right here. Now, what would be really cool and what I would suggest that you do is if we come over here, we could see all of the deep research what that this did. And if we scroll all the way down, what we're going to see are all of the different sources that this used right here. So I'm going to say, please give me the sources. Or if you had just done deep research, it would literally give you a list of the different sources. So it says, okay, here is the list of the sources. Now what I could do is I can copy this. I could take this and I can come back over into NotebookLM and upload all of these different sources. Or what I could do is I could take this right here and upload this as text to NotebookLM. Why would I do that? Because this just went through and generated me a report, and I could use this in NotebookLM. So I would copy off this, I'd come back in here, I'd click on add, I'd click on copy text, and I'd do that. Or I could export it as a Google Doc or something along the lines of that, and I could put that in here. Now, if we come over here to Gemini, we could see that this found me a bunch of other sources. Again, what should I do? I should take all these sources, I should put them in here, and now we have supercharged learning that is hyper-specific about one thing, and we did this without leaving Google, in fact, without leaving Google's AIs, because we were able to do this both with the Discover feature, with Gemini, and with Gemini's deep research. Now, the next thing that you could do with this is actually use this I'm Curious feature, but don't use the I'm Curious feature. You use this to prompt you to think, oh, I'm curious about something, but I don't want it to be totally random. So if we click on I'm curious right here, this is going to give me some totally random thing, probably that I'm not actually curious about, but I have a prompt for you that can completely fix this. So once this is done loading, we're going to see the topic that it says, examining the weaknesses inherent in monolithic architectures. This curated list highlights common breaking points, performance limitations, and the growing need for adaptable systems. I could not think of anything that I care less about than this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and say, I am curious about learning a new language. I'm stuck between German, Spanish, and Italian. Please choose for me. Or what you could do, let's say that you were studying for something for school, but you didn't want to study for everything. You only wanted to study for one very specific thing. You could insert the same exact thing. Or maybe you didn't know what you were going to teach your class. Or maybe you didn't know what you were going to teach interns. Maybe you didn't learn a bunch of stuff like that. What you could do is actually prompt this to choose for you. And this will go through and actually give us a bunch of different resources for whether I should learn German, Spanish, or Italian. And it will give me good insight into which one I should actually learn, and then I can dive in and actually learn that thing. In addition to this, use case number 3 is going to be for drilling down with things. I would strongly emphasize that if you want to use this, do not use it in a broad way. For example, don't just say, I want to learn Spanish. Don't do something like that. What you want to do is I need to get better with grammar in Spanish, or I need to get better with verbs in Spanish, or I need to get better with past tense in Spanish. Because the more that you actually drill this down, the more niche that you make it, the better the mind maps are going to be, the better the study guides are going to be, the better the briefing docs are going to be, the FAQs, the timelines, the better the podcast is going to be. And this is then going to better help you supercharge your learning, supercharge your understanding, and help you just understand things way quicker. Now, the final use case that you could use this for that I think is incredibly cool is you could actually use this as a content creation machine. Let's say that you wanted to create content about a specific topic. You could come over here, have it do the research for you, have it create a podcast for you, have it write scripts for you, have it write tweets for you, have it write LinkedIn posts for you, and then you can go through and create a bunch of content about a subject way quicker than you could have ever had to before, because this basically replaces doing all the research. This replaces writing all the scripts. This replaces creating the podcast. This replaces creating tweets. This replaces creating LinkedIn notes. This can literally help supercharge your content creation, or it can make newsletters, it can make blogs, literally anything, because this will go through, it will do the research, it generates all this stuff, and it can even generate things like a timeline or the mind map. And guess what you could do with that? You could then use all of that as content, because people are going to want to see that. People want to understand that. You just need to know what things people are interested in, and you could use Gemini for that. And then guess what? You come over here, you create a bunch of different notebooks for all these things, and it will help automate your content creation. Now, as a reminder, the price for AI Automation School is going to be doubling next week, so please go to the pinned comment below if you're interested in getting started with AI and learning how to automate your work, how to make money with AI, or simply just how to spend less time doing the things you don't want to do. Or I strongly suggest that you check out this video right here that walks you through the latest change to ChatGPT, which gives it essentially a superpower. I'll see you over there.